Hey everyone, welcome back to Sami J Reads. I'm Sami, and this is basically the place in which I read a book, I review it, and hopefully I save you from reading a terrible book. Today's book review is going to be on Amanda Downum's novel, The Drowning City. In this novel we follow a necromancer by the name of, I think it's Isyllt. I was never sure how to pronounce her name, along with half of the other places and names in the story. She goes to the city of Symir, I think that's what it's called, pronounced. She ends up basically planning and financing a rebellion against the rather corrupt government. As Isyllt plans to overthrow the city's government, she finds out that she's not the only one that wants to get rid of it. We later find out that the dead, well, they're making plans of their own. Well, it was bound to happen sooner or later, and it happened with this book. I absolutely hated this book, you guys. It was terrible. Pretty much, you know what, I haven't done this yet. I need to throw it against the wall because it was so terrible. Oh, that was a mirror. While I was reading this book, my family kept asking me basically the same question. Why are you gonna finish off a book if you don't like it? I have to keep reading it in hopes that there's something better that'll change my mind. Unfortunately for me, there was nothing I enjoyed in this book. Oh, okay, that's a lie. I did enjoy one part, and that was reading the last word because that meant I finished the book. The characters weren't too spectacular. I never developed a sense of connection with them. When one of them died, I could care less. I was sort of like, oh yay, they died, and I actually cheered. Yeah, goal, you're dead, yeah, finally. A lot when the characters died because I was like, yay, you're gone, you weren't that exciting or interesting. Yeah, go, go. But there were moments that really could have developed the character. They were just very scarce and sort of not all there. And I sort of felt like it was almost like I was a goldfish that, you know, had a 3-second memory. Oh, hey, did you hear Adam got...
What about Adam?
Oh, okay, did you hear Adam got...
Stupid goldfish in their 3-second memory span.
Oh, hey, did you hear Adam got... that? Oh. I'm not really sure what a snail's attention span is, but I'm pretty sure it's a lot better than the goldfish and mine reading this book combined. Another thing that made the story really difficult to read was the storyline and the follow-up. I felt like things were being tossed into the story at random. There's an instance in which some of the characters are stuck on a mountainside and suddenly one sprouts wings! He just suddenly sprouts wings and he gets them off the mountainside. It was very cheap. Very, very cheap. However, my dislike for this book started to show when I started to look at it in a very scientific and logical view. Normally when I'm reading a book, I don't do that. Unless there's science in it that really helps with it, normally could care less. For those of you who are unaware, volcanic eruptions just basically spell out bad news bears. Not only do you want to stay away from the lava because of the high temperatures and the fact that you'll basically just die from the heat, you also have the volcanic ash. Volcanic ash is not spectacular in any way. It can basically cause you to choke to death. When you inhale it, you do have particles of the ash that are still basically hot, and they basically burn away your lungs, which is very painful. I'm pretty sure. I have not been there, don't want to go there. I'm pretty sure the people of Pompeii, though, when Mount Vesuvius erupted back in 79 AD, would be able to give you an accurate description of that. However, 2 of these characters survive. I'm pretty sure the people of Pompeii would like to know whatever little secret it is that saved them. I felt that there was no research done on volcanic eruptions. Even though in Mistborn, you do have ash that's floating down in the sky, and they are sort of from volcanoes, and people are living, but I enjoyed that book and so I could care less about it. There's also a little bit later on that you find out that the body's adapted to it. Finally, the thing that really put me over the top was that I felt like Miss Downum was trying to prove herself in the rather male-dominated writing world with fantasy. I did not like how she went through it. I felt like she was trying to prove that she was smart by putting in a bunch of rather uncommon words, and I'm going to call them $20 vocabulary words. I felt like I was back in 4th grade in which every single new word I found, I couldn't decode it from the context clues, and it was barely in the story. So I basically about every 20 minutes had to stop and look up a word, which was ridiculous because I should be reading this book for pleasure, not for educational purposes. Overall, This book sort of solidified my already biased opinion on preference over author gender. I would prefer to read stories by male authors right now because everything I've read by the female fantasy authors I haven't really enjoyed. I find that they're trying too hard, or there's more focus on a love relationship than the action or the story plot line that I prefer. So yeah, if you know any good female fantasy authors, comment down below. I'd like to find some good ones. Recommending this book to someone, that's a tough one. I really wouldn't recommend it unless you want to learn some new vocabulary words. Although you could do that with a dictionary on your own time without having to read the book. But those are the only kind of people I can recommend it for. Maybe if you want to read a terrible book, then you can do that. That's it on Sami J Reads. If you have a book that you would like me to read and review, comment down below and I'll check it out, and I'll get it, I'll read it, review it, and the whole shebang. If you've read The Drowning City and you want to leave your thoughts, opinions, your own review, go ahead, comment down below or leave me a video response and I'll respond back. If you want to see more book reviews, go ahead and hit the subscribe button up above. I post a review every Thursday, and yeah, pretty simple. So that's it on Sami J Reads. I'll see you guys on the other side of the cover. Bye. If you have a sneeze coming on, just think about bananas, and amazingly it works half the time. Not more than half the time. Bananas.